This is Providence Television International, the game changer.
Welcome to the weekend news on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. Veteran broadcaster and media entrepreneur Dr. Emmanuel Egariva has expressed gratitude to Nigerians both at home and abroad for their continuous viewership and patronage of Providence Television International. Dr. Egariva made the commendation during a ceremony to mark the one-year anniversary of the station on the 28th August 2025 in Benin City. Dr. Egariva, who gave thanks to God for the vision to establish Providence Television International, emphasized that the station has become a household name over Edo State and beyond. He further expressed gratitude to the National Broadcasting Commission for considering it fit and proper for a license to run the station, noting that the number of viewers across the world has increased exponentially, particularly in Africa, Europe, the United States, and Canada. The veteran broadcaster reaffirmed the station's commitment towards the production of qualitative programs such as news analysis, talk shows, personality interviews, documentaries, and many more, noting that as the game changer, Providence Television International will continue to make a positive impact in the ways people perceive television broadcast across the world.
In looking back, I feel extremely delighted that the initial obstacles in terms of finance and equipment were overcome by virtue of our commitment to the pursuit of our set goals. As you all know, Providence Television International is a game changer. It was a game changer right from the outset when we started with programs and production formats that created a new impetus for television broadcasting in Nigeria. Our goal has always been to make a difference in the ways people perceive television broadcasting and its attendant human resource initiatives. By dint of hard work and creativity, we're able to connect with our viewers who heaved a sigh of relief as underscored by the admiration for our numerous programs. Our style of presentation has continued to be unique and attractive. Many thanks to our production crew and technical operatives who continue to work tirelessly to ensure that Providence Television International has gradually charted its way to the nerve center of the media space in Nigeria.
In his remarks, the chairman of the occasion, medical director and chief executive officer of Modik Medical Center, Benin City, Professor Dominic Osagai, applauded the achievements of Providence Television International within a year of its inception, emphasizing that hard work, focus, dedication of management, staff, and stakeholders is the bedrock of progressive growth in any organization. Professor Osagai further urged the management and staff of the station not to relent in their efforts in addressing issues that matter to the people, promoting indigenous content while maintaining the standard as a beacon of quality broadcasting in Nigeria and beyond.
I know from time to time these television interviews people from wide-ranging aspects for the community to share from their own personal experiences. This celebration also provides an opportunity to look ahead, to share the vision, goals, and future plans of this station, whether in new programs, innovative initiatives, or expansion to reach even wider audiences.
Highlighting the importance of unbiased reportage of both national and international issues, the guest speaker, a legal luminary and human rights activist, Barrister Dr. Usagi Obayuwana, commended the management and staff of the station for its professionalism in the presentation of topical issues. Delivering his keynote address titled Extreme Nationalism, an Obstacle to Peace and Justice in Our World, Dr. Obayuwana emphasized the need for tolerance and called on national leaders to desist from acts that go against the fundamental rights of those they are meant to lead.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your TV shows. By that, America promised hope and refuge for immigrants. Trump is reversing all of that.
Some dignitaries who graced the occasion, including the Zonal Director, Benin Zone of the National Broadcasting Corporation, Mr. Pedro Asogun, a renowned educationist, Professor Aduwa Ogegbain, amongst others, had this to say.
It has been a year of creativity, a year of dedication, and a year of success for Providence Television. For this past year, when you take a look at its program content, you will discover that Providence Television is a credible platform for the socio-economic and political and technological development of the people of Edo State.
The 7 broadcast made is so different from others. So it's a welcome development to have an alternative TV that is different from the others.
High point of the occasion was the cutting of the anniversary cake by members of the High Table, friends, and well-wishers.
Providence! Put your hands together. Yes.
Most residents in various parts of Benin metropolis were unable to participate in this month's mandatory sanitation exercise due to heavy rainfall, which began in the early hours of Saturday, 30th August 2025. The locations visited by the news crew of Providence Television International were empty, as most people stayed indoors throughout the stipulated duration of the exercise. It was also observed by the news crew that most individuals do not clean their environs regularly, as drainage systems were blocked with debris, while other surroundings were overgrown with weed. A wave of restrictions on extravagant sign-out and graduation celebrations is sweeping across Nigeria, with state governments and educational institutions citing concerns over morality, safety, and excessive spending. The bans have ignited a national debate with opinions sharply divided across schools, social media, and parent associations. For years, signing out has marked a milestone for many Nigerian students, a rite of passage where white shirts become canvases of farewell messages. However, what was once a symbolic way of celebration has now become an avenue for social misconduct and vandalism. A veteran broadcaster and media entrepreneur, Dr. Emmanuel Egariva, has this to say about the sign-out trend.
I think a spell suddenly has descended on our educational system. A huge spell. I don't know what is happening. It's like total collapse of values in the educational system. In my days, it wasn't quite like this. Many people of my generation, when they see some of the things happening now, they will feel some hemorrhage, right, inside their systems. I feel sad. I feel sad as a parent, as a grandparent. I feel very sad because this shouldn't be. I mean, you see all sorts of things these days. People, secondary school kids, doing some very irrational things. Exactly. You know, wild parties, smoking ganja and all of that. Some almost going naked, just because they are graduating from the secondary school. And they have a long journey. That's what they don't even realize. They have a huge journey ahead of them. They've not even gone into the tertiary institution. Exactly. Okay? And parents parents watch them dress the way they do from their individual homes. So in a way, you will see that, yes, parents are to blame, the schools are to blame, okay, because these students are under their watch. But I should think that the boarding school system is no longer viable.
Okay.
Because if it is viable, then you won't have all this kind of nonsense that is happening. But I'm sure we'll show some of the visuals as time progresses.
Exactly.
I feel pain in my system because it doesn't augur well for the future of our children. The other day,
States that have fully enforced the ban of side-out ceremonies include Edo State, Sokoto, Imo, and Ondo State. Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Anambra State also announced an immediate ban on final year signing off exam celebrations on August 20th, 2025, warning that violators will face disciplinary action. Lagos State's Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro San, on Friday disclosed that between August 2024 and July 2025, 8,692 cases of domestic and sexual violence were recorded in the state. The Commissioner for Justice stated this during a media rally to commemorate Domestic and Sexual Violence Awareness during the month of September. He reaffirmed the state government's commitment to a zero-tolerance policy towards sexual and gender-based violence, noting that the state has secured over 140 convictions and issued 6 restraining orders within the period. He further stated that 3,090 children exposed to domestic violence also received counseling. 2 brothers, Teddy Hart and Rooney Hart, and 10 others were on Thursday convicted and sentenced to jail by Justice Isweli of the Edo State High Court sitting in Benin City for fraud. According to a statement shared by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the 10 other convicts were Thompson Ogbeide, Iria Blessed, Igbinonwahia Godspar, Ujezili Felix, Akibe Gideon, Sazua Oromem, Agbonifo Iziegbe, Lucky Osaige, Osevige Michael, and Victor Ojesimi. The convicts were prosecuted by the Benin Zonal Directorate of the EFCC on separate 1-count charges which bordered on advance fee fraud, obtaining by false pretense, retention of proceeds of crime, and possession of fraudulent documents. The Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy has commenced talks with the Swiss government on the repatriation of Nigerian artifacts currently housed in Swiss museums, including monoliths and bronze pieces. Both parties also agreed to promote cultural cooperation when the Swiss ambassador to Nigeria, Patrick Igloff, paid a courtesy visit to the minister on Friday in Abuja. They expressed willingness to continue discussions to explore opportunities for collaboration in the arts and culture sectors. The management of the University of Benin has barred the use of its facilities on the Ugbo and the Kenwa campuses for political law union activities. In a statement issued on Thursday by the institution's public relations officer, Dr. Benedicta Yanire, the management warned officials in charge of facilities not to approve requests for events inconsistent with the university's academic mandate. Leaders of staff and student unions in the university have also been advised to avoid any gathering not approved by the management of the university or for which prior notice has not been given to management. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has officially declared the 9th National Youth Games open at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, describing the event as a platform for discovering and nurturing talents. The president, represented by his special advisor on media and public communications, Sunday Dari, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to sports development during Friday's opening ceremony. President Tinubu also commended the National Sports Commission under Malam Shehu Diko and Honorable Bukola Olopade for their efforts in promoting youth and grassroots development, and also expressed gratitude to the Delta State government for hosting the games. Bayer Leverkusen forward Victor Boniface has been left out of the Super Eagles squad for next month's 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and South Africa. The 23-year-old was the biggest omission as head coach Eric Chalet released his final list on Friday. However, regulars such as Victor Osimhen, William Troost-Ekong, Ademola Lookman, Stanley Nwabali, Ola Aina, Alexi Wobi, Wilfred Ndidi, Samuel Chukwueze and Calvin Bassey made the list. A U.S. judge on Friday blocked the Trump administration from massively expanding a procedure that allows authorities to swiftly deport migrants without a court hearing. The process, which is called expedited removal, had previously been used to rapidly deport migrants detained near the Mexican border if they had entered the U.S. within 2 weeks. However, since January, President Donald Trump's administration has expanded the use of the procedure across the country and applied it to migrants who have been in the U.S. for up to 2 years. And that's the weekend news on Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.